wept. They say, I can't praise, but I can cry. I can't shout and dance, but I can cry. I can't sing and I don't feel like rejoicing, but I can cry. What I found out this Thanksgiving was that I can retire my harp, and I took to weeping. That's what I did. I retired my harp and I took to weeping on Thursday. And that weeping is an authentic expression of worship, just like my praise was an authentic expression of worship. And I ain't the only one. Some of y'all had a weeping Thanksgiving. Y'all in trouble and you're weeping. Money funny and you're weeping. Lost a loved one, got you weeping. Your health is not what it used to be and not what you would like it to be, and it's got you weeping. And Thursday you hung your harp in the willow tree and sat down at the dining room table and wept. But I come to tell somebody this morning that God accepts your weeping as much as he accepts your praising. Because weeping acknowledges God's ability to heal. Weeping says, God, I need to be healed where I'm hurt. Weeping says, I need you to fix what's broken in me. Weeping says, I need you to straighten out my confusion. Weeping says, God, I'm here tore up from the floor up, hurting as hard as I can, and I need you to fix it. Number one. Being thankful cannot be mandated. Number two, being thankful is about knowing where God is. That's good. On Thursday, I celebrated Thanksgiving under protest because of the place that I was in my spirit. I was in the middle of a pandemic. I was sitting in the house with a coat on and a mask on. The windows were raised. I've been out of my church for 8 months. I lost a member almost every month of the year during the pandemic. I had just eulogized one of my members' husbands. It was Thanksgiving church and I did not feel thankful. Look at what the children of Israel said. They said, we're on the banks of the rivers of Babylon, but we are remembering Zion. Notice now, they didn't say that they were remembering Jerusalem. They said that they were remembering Zion, because Zion is a reference to the presence of God. What they were saying was, we are here, but we're remembering that God is not here, but that he's back there. Y'all ain't getting it. What they were saying was, we can't praise God in Babylon because God is back in Jerusalem. They had reduced God's presence to a location. They reduced God's presence to the temple, which was a building. And since God is in Jerusalem, there's no way for him to be there with us. And this is one of the issues that God had with the children of Israel. God was against the building of the temple because he preferred the tabernacle. The word tabernacle literally means to move alongside of. And that's why God objected to the building of the temple, because the temple was stationary. God knew that if they built the temple, they believed that the only place he dwelt was in the temple. But our God is a tabernacling God. When they were in the wilderness, I tabernacle with you. God said, when your enemies came upon you, I tabernacle with you. When you didn't know which way to turn, I tabernacle with you. When you didn't know what to do or how to do it, I made a way for you. I tabernacle with you. And on Thursday, like the children of Israel, I forgot that our God is a tabernacling God, and wherever I go, he goes with me. Ain't God all right? David said it like this. He said, if I ascend into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, I'll run into him there. What I found out was, it's easy to be thankful when you are in a place where everything says that God is with you. It's easy to be thankful when nothing is going on. It's easy to be thankful when you're not in the middle of a pandemic. It's easy to be thankful when people all around you are not getting sick and dying. It's easy to be thankful when the economy is good and you got money in your pocket. Well, I come to tell you that that does not impress God, because your thankfulness should not be predicated on a place. Your thankfulness is an acknowledgement of his presence. What I found out was I needed to be thankful that God tabernacled with me no matter where I am. No, I know it wasn't the Thanksgiving that I ordered, but he tabernacled with me anyway. I had to wear a coat and a mask, and everybody couldn't be at the Thanksgiving meal, but he tabernacled with us anyway. Now, the question arises, how do you know, Reverend? How do you know that he tabernacled with you? I know because I'm still here. I know because I'm still breathing. I know because I'm still moving. I know because he's still making a way out of nowhere. And if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, is anybody out there who knows that God tabernacles with you? You didn't feel like giving thanks, but he tabernacled with you anyway. Church, all I'm trying to get you to see is, what I found out this week was that even when I don't feel like being thankful, he's still with me. I gotta quit. I gotta let you go. But let me give you my last point. Number one, being thankful cannot be mandated. Number two, being thankful is not about, it's about where God is. Number three, being thankful is remembering his mercy. I understand these children of Israel. They felt that being in the place that they were in, they didn't have a reason to be thankful. They felt that they couldn't sing in the places that they were in. And that's what separates Psalms 137 from the other 150 Psalms in the Bible. The other 150 Psalms encourage you to be thankful and to bless the Lord. The 5 books of Psalms are considered the children of Israel's hymn book. When the religious leaders decided which hymns would go in the hymn book, there was more than 150 Psalms. So they sat down and decided which ones would go in and which ones they would leave out. So why would they allow Psalms 137 to be in the hymn book? Why would they put a psalm in the hymn book that said, don't sing, and it's a praise book? Why would they put a psalm in the books that says, we can't and don't feel like praising God right now? I believe they chose 137 because they knew that every child of God would feel like the children of Israel felt at some point in time in their life. They feel like they felt in Psalms 137. Not only did they choose the hymns that would go in, but they put them in an order that made sense. The Psalms are placed in an order that sends out a theological message. That's why Psalms 137 is not the first Psalms. Because Psalms 137 is not a psalm that you want to start out worship with. So they put 137 in the latter part of the Psalms because they knew that at some point in life you were going to be in a Psalms 137 place. A place where you didn't feel like being thankful. But they prefaced Psalms 137 with Psalms 136. So you have to go through Psalms 136 to get to Psalms 137. And I challenge you to go home today and read 136. Because 136 verse 1 says, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for his good and his mercy endures forever." Verse 2 says, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for his mercy endures forever." Verse 3 says, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for his mercy endures forever." Verse 4 says, "For his mercy endures forever." Verse 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 says, "For his mercy endures forever." So here is what the psalmist is trying to get you to see. And what I found out this week, that even when you don't feel like you have a reason to give thanks, you have a reason to give thanks. When things are not the way you want them to go, remember his mercy endures forever. When times get hard, remember his mercy endures forever. When times are rough, remember his mercy endures forever. When you've been out of church for 8 months, remember his mercy endures forever. When you don't have a choir on Sunday morning, remember his mercy endures forever. When you're on Bible study by conference call, remember his mercy endures forever. When you're having Sunday school meals Zoom, remember his mercy endures forever. When you have to do Thanksgiving with the window up, a coat on, wearing a mask, remember his mercy endures forever. Church, when you don't feel like giving thanks, pull up 136. And remember.